Hey, everybody, it's the coach. This is Thursday Night Football on EA Sports. We are moments away from what should be an excellent matchup between the Minnesota Vikings and the Green Bay Packers. I'll see you again at halftime as we preview some of the action coming up on Sunday. But for now, it's Thursday Night Football. And on the call, as always, it's Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
And we come to you from one of the truly iconic stadiums in the NFL as you get a look at Lambeau Field here in Green Bay, Wisconsin. The scene a few moments ago, here it is. It's unlike any other in sport as both teams made their way out of the tunnel. These folks are fired up as their guys are ready to do battle between the Minnesota Vikings and the Green Bay Packers. Along with Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And Charles, we look at this Packer team as we enter play here. They come in on a pretty good roll here, winners of 3 straight.
And going back through the tape, I thought they looked pretty good last week. It was a solid win, a comprehensive win.
Meanwhile, for our visitors, the Vikings, they too were winners last time out, so something's got to give here.
And I love it when both teams come in off of wins. Great mindsets, and it usually leads to a really well-played game.
The first quarter of the season already in the rearview mirror, and off we go in Week 5 on EA Sports. This will be taken short. And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape as they get it up past the 30. So here comes the Packers offense now onto the field. They'll be led out by the former Cal Bear, Aaron Rodgers.
That was a solid performance last week, wasn't it? 2 touchdowns, no interceptions, ran the team well. Won the ball game. Bottom line, may not have been earth-shattering, but it didn't need to be.
Line of scrimmage in 10. Rodgers now on first down. Going to throw right side here, complete. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. Successful start to the drive, 17 yards, and moves the sticks.
An ex-teammate used to tell me all the time, I hate experienced quarterbacks because no matter what, you really can't hide what you're doing. And I think that right there, he knew right away where the blitz was coming from, where his primary guy was going to be, and he ended up going to a secondary target for a nice game.
I was just going to ask you, that wasn't the primary target, and he's so good at that, isn't he?
I think he knew right away that he wasn't going to get to his primary guy. I think he read that as soon as he got to the line of scrimmage, knew where the pressure was going to come from, and said, I know how to beat that, and that's what he did.
Counter play, Drake.
Holding offense.
That time the right guard sending him backwards.
And so many different types of guys rotate in on the defensive line now depending on situations. You can get the bulky guy, the fast guy. No matter what, though, you can't hold him.
Throwing is Rodgers. He goes underneath the Drake. A big seam, and he might go all the way. A big play there on the catch and run. 55 yards.
So what's the old expression that quarterbacks like to use when they decide to throw the football? I'm looking for either a touchdown or a check down. And he took the check down on that play, and it worked almost to perfection.
That is caught at the 7-yard line. 7 yards, the pickup on the pitch and catch. Charles, Thursday night game, I think a lot of teams probably say shrink the playbook somewhat. Is that correct?
I think you're right about that because you just don't have the amount of time that you have in a normal week to put in a full playbook. So, as you said, you shrink the playbook, pick out the plays that work best for you. You know what else you're looking for?
What's that?
Who are the freshest guys?
And they're going to get him. They bring him down to the sack back at the 16-yard line. Daniil Hunter. He's the one to get him, and that's sack number 7 for him on the year.
You've called plenty of games in your career. Do you believe in momentum, my man?
I do, and I think we're seeing it right here.
Oh, there's no doubt about it. The run that he's been on. How about...
And the pressure gets to him again. Daniil Hunter in there to get him, and that's sack number 8 for him on the year. Charles, a little bit of feast or famine on this drive. They moved the ball okay, but they've been sacked twice now.
And they've got to figure out how to plug that leak a little bit, right? Keep them away from the quarterback because when he's not being hit, as you mentioned, they're moving the ball well.
Neutral zone infraction, defense.
So that'll move them up 5, make the kick a little easier.
Rarely do you get
Still
kickers that
down.
don't want some yardage closer to the post, right? It's rare, but in this case, he'll definitely take them.
And Hopkins' kick is good. And the Packers are off to a 3-0 lead. So the first points of the night belong to our home team as they're able to take the opening kickoff and at least get 3 points out of it.
Yeah, and that helps the crowd, right? Helps people feel good about why they're there watching this game. They move the ball well on their opening drive.
So here's the Viking offense making their way out. They'll have Lamar Jackson calling the shots, the former Heisman Trophy winner from Louisville.
And I thought it was a really nice performance last week by him. 3 touchdown passes. I think that signifies exactly what he was getting done. He did have the 1 interception.
But that's the ratio you say you're okay with, right?
If you go 3-1, you're going to be pretty happy over the course of the season. And let's face it, he'll never blame the receiver publicly. But behind closed doors, he's probably told his agent, hey, what's the deal? I should have had a perfect game.
Green 39! Green 39! Over!
On the ground, this is Saquon Barkley. And he's brought down, getting this one up to about the 35. North of 100 yards, the 2 scores. And, you know, you got to give a lot of credit to the O-line. We talked a lot about him, but offensive line was good, too.
They're obviously in sync with each other, whether it's zone blocking, power running game, no matter what. He understands how to read them and find the creases that they provide.
They keep it with Barkley on first down. He'll be dropped shy of the 40 despite an excellent display of footwork. 3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be second down. And the big boys up front in the trenches. What do you think of the O-line, Charles?
I love them because this is a group that's so cohesive. They know what the man next to them is going to do at all times, and they operate as a terrific unit.
Detroit! Detroit! All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
Now Jackson on second down. And that one goes incomplete. He's maybe lucky it wasn't a fumble as he got hit as he threw it.
One of the great coaches said football is really a simple game. Rush theirs, protect yours. And he's talking about those guys throwing the football. In this situation, the rush won, hitting the quarterback and forcing him into an incompletion.
All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
On third down, Jackson going deep depth, and that's caught inside the 30. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. Give him 35 yards there on the third down conversion.
Detroit!
I don't care how many times we see it. I still get a kick out of watching quarterbacks and receivers do the pass tree in pregame warm-up. But I always remember that when we go to practices, we see that after practices as well. They really tune it.
Nowhere to turn here, and he's going to go down. Back at about the 37-yard line. Nick Perry. He's the one that got to him. He takes him down for a loss of 9.
The competition comes up in so many different ways. And right now, this unit, their competition is who's going to get to the quarterback the most times. Had about 5 sacks last week. We just saw their first one of this game.
So the long attempt falls innocently to the ground, and it brings up third. They're in the midst of a nice drive, but facing a 3rd and long here.
Gone! 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 Gone!
Jackson from the shotgun. Going deep downfield for Ross. And that one incomplete. Had some position but couldn't hold on, and it brings up 4th down. That's already the third time they've looked his way on this opening drive. He's caught one of the three.
That doesn't mean they won't continue to go in that direction. It feels like they think they've got something good going there, and they think those numbers are going to increase. Everything looked good. Good snap, good hold. Sometimes, though, the ball just doesn't want to go where you want it. And this one winds up no good.
So after the missed long field goal attempt, this offense set up nicely at the 44-yard line.
319! 319!
Drake will start the drive on the ground. And he'll take this one up close to about the 45. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
Now Drake, and no room that time, getting it to about the 46. The tackle goes to Harrison Smith.
Sometimes your philosophies get challenged at times you don't want them to. They did try to stick to the running game on the first 2 plays. Didn't amount to much.
And now facing a 3rd and long at the outset of this drive. Rodgers going to throw. And this is going to be incomplete. Trey Waynes, the Michigan State man, right there in coverage.
When I watched that play, I thought about what my coaches had told me in the past. The biggest teaching point, get your head around. Locate the football so you can make a play on it while it's in the air. That's exactly what he did there. That was nice.
Illegal block in the back. Return team.
So this will be accepted as it moves the offense backwards.
Now let's go! 319! 319!
The pitch goes to Barkley, and he'll be hit and dropped for a loss at the 5-yard line.
I think there's one element that just keeps increasing on defense in the NFL, and that's speed. They want it at every position, and we just saw there some linebackers that can go sideline to sideline, run past that trash, go past people, and make tackles near the sidelines.
Not only near the sideline, but also in the backfield there for the loss. On 2nd down, here's Barkley. And he'll take this one up to about the 13. A nice job there as he rumbles for 9. And it'll be back to a 3rd and 3.
But you've got to give kudos to your offensive line and the guy carrying the ball because they were in a 2nd and long situation. It seemed pretty dire, but they brought it back to 3rd and manageable with that run.
Now they'll run it on the toss. And he will have a 1st down at about the 21-yard line. Call it a gain of 7, and it gets him a new set of downs. That right there, a good sign for a team that's had trouble converting 3rd down so far this year. They're in the bottom 5 in the NFL, but they come through there.
Yeah, and I bet if we put our guy Marvin on the case and say, Marvin, tell us where they rank on 3rd and what, right? I bet they're in the top 5 in the league on 3rd and 5, 3rd and 6, 3rd and 7 or more, because that's how you end up not converting. Just too much yardage to pick up on 3rd down.
A good gain of 14 there, and it moves the chains.
That's a football play right there. That takes me back a little bit. Toss sweep to the right, get it to your back, get a lot of people out in front, control the line of scrimmage, wide receivers blocking downfield. It almost feels like half the crowd is in front of him, getting it down to the secondary. They have a tough time getting him down.
1:58 to go in this first half of play. Coming up at the half, a reminder, we go back to Orlando to check in with Jonathan Coachman. He'll have a look back at our first half as well as a look ahead to what's coming up later this weekend. Now they'll run it on the toss. And he goes out of bounds. It looks like right at the 50. They get 6 on the pickup there as the drive will continue.
Yeah, once more, strong running, excellent blocking at the point of attack. They've got a nice little drive brewing right here.
All runs on this drive so far. It's 1st and 10.
No, check, Patriot! Over!
Running game working. They'll stick with it on 1st down. That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be 2nd down.
And the pursuit that time was absolutely top-notch. He was looking to try and turn upfield somewhere. Kept trying to find a place. Somewhere never showed up.
Leopard! Leopard! Over!
Now they'll run it on the toss. And he's got room. And he's got this down to the 35. And now we won't see a play on first down. We're going to get a timeout instead, as he'll get a chance to talk it over after picking up the first down. So a solid run by Saquon Barkley, and another 1st and 10 here.
Set! Blue 90! Blue 90! Watch it now, Barney! Barney!
A first down carry for Barkley. And some room to roam now. Another big gainer that time. This one goes for 19 yards.
This has been a good drive so far, and it's been the running game for the most part that's powered them down there. Another nice burst there, picking up a first down. Now it's 1st and 10, as you said, in the red zone.
First red zone chance now for the Vikings. They come up 1st and 10 at the 16.
All right, here we go. 319! 319!
Now the pitch to Freeman. He will push his way down to about the 14. Mike Daniels makes the tackle.
Sometimes play calls boil down to philosophy. You know you're facing one of the top 10 units against the run in the NFL. So do you decide to keep smashing against them, or do you decide to throw the ball here?
They toss to Freeman. And they get to him quickly here as he stopped right around the 13. Only a gain of a couple there. That leaves him needing about 7 here on 3rd down.
Sometimes you're aligned perfectly and the play comes to you, and sometimes you got to cover some ground to go make the play, as we just saw there.
We saw a great example of perseverance right there on that play.
Got to be careful. They might want to throw one over his head as this game progresses.
No. Check. Patriot! Patriot! Watch it now, Barney! Barney!
On 3rd down, Barkley. And they'll lose yardage here. They go backwards to the 13-yard line. And now a timeout coming from the defensive side for the Packers, as the clock will stop with 37 seconds to play in this first half. Carlson able to put this one through. And that will knot things up here late in the first half. So they get 3, certainly hoping for 6 after a 13-play drive.
So you console yourself on defense by saying you did your job, right? If they go 13 plays, you only give up a field goal, you did a nice job there. But here's the other part. 13 plays, you don't force any mistakes, you don't take the ball away. Maybe that's the way they should look at it.
Just over 30 seconds to go in the half. They've got it 1st and 10.
Hey. 319!
They'll start the drive with Drake. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play there. 2nd down. Well, they had the run for no gain. Now they'll try again from the 25 on 2nd and 10.
319!
We have hit halftime. We now proceed to the start of the second half. Second half ready to roll. 2 field goals, a combined output in half number 1. Could be first touchdown wins. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. Out come the Vikings. They'll have it first on offense as we begin the 3rd. They have a chance to break our tie here as we get a look at the first drive of quarter 3.
And it's such a tone setter, isn't it? Because both sides trying to seize momentum to begin the half. What do they have dialed up that'll give them an advantage to move the ball downfield?
Let's find out what they have dialed up. Second half begins with a run from Barkley. And he will lose yardage here back at the 23-yard line. It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up 2nd down.
Well, forget about finding a lane there. He barely had time to look up before he was planted in the backfield. Probably fortunate he's able to hold on to the football.
Watch it now, Barney!
They'll go to Barkley again, and he'll take it forward for about 5 up to the 28-yard line.
On a 2nd and long, it's really nice to see an offense that has enough confidence to run the football in that situation. I think that goes back to their practice and game planning. They've seen things that they've seen on tape and in previous games that led them to believe that even in a long-distance situation, they can still run the football and gain enough yardage to put themselves in a good spot on 3rd down.
To throw is Jackson on 3rd down. Open man is Hill. He's got it. And he's taken down but able to slip across the 35. That his first catch so far. They've held him under wraps, but he's got a 1st down there. And I think he's a guy, if they had let him walk, no one was going to be shouting from the top of a mountain. But he's a good guy. He's a good locker room guy, too.
Good locker room and a good player. I mean, he's a valuable starter for them. And if you just want to start over and maybe bring in someone new, the learning curve might be a little bit big. So it's a good job by getting him taken care of, and now they can move forward.
All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
Throwing on 1st down, it's Jackson. That's out to Hill, right side complete. And he'll get up to the 43-yard line. That throw good for 4. It's 2nd down.
When you see zone defense and you know you've got a drag route on as your primary call, you've got to be really careful as a passer about how far you let your guy go because he might wander into some tough coverage.
Open here, Adam Thielen. And they're well past midfield, just a yard or 2 shy of the 40. Thielen with his first catch, and it's a 1st down. Still in search of their first touchdown of the game, but they're on the move. 1st and 10. Jackson on 1st down. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off at the 49, the 20, 10, and into the end zone. It's a pick 6 and a Packer touchdown. And on that one, with 6 defensive backs, did he need to be more careful throwing the football? I mean, I guess obviously hindsight he did, but...
Yeah, hindsight, but even in foresight, when you got 6 defensive backs on the field, you just know you're going to get multiple coverages. You're never sure what you're going to see. But the biggest one is you don't have much reaction time for your receivers to go get the football because those guys, they're the best cover guys on the field. They go get it. And on that play, they took it the other way for 6 points.
Dustin Hopkins on now to add the extra point. Extra point good by Hopkins. And the lead is now 10-3. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick 6. And now the kick is away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. And now out comes Minnesota. And following the pick 6, and they have decent field position in throwing that pick 6. We'll see how they attack this drive.
And I think all you say to your guy is, listen, let's just take care of the football a little bit better. Make some better decisions on this drive, and they'll probably help him a little bit with maybe some really high percentage throws early to let him get settled back in.
That's caught at the 25. And all the way down to the 24-yard line. Now, after the completion, we're going to get a timeout, an injured player. While the trainers take a look, we'll step aside. So barely time to catch our breath. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the red zone.
No. Check. Patriot. Watch him now, Barney. Hot.
The toss out to Barkley. Pretty move. He's to the 10. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Minnesota. Saquon Barkley, his 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Vikings are an extra point away from tying this thing up.
Well, partner, that was another explosive run, and one thing I've learned in our time in this game, yes, the offensive line has to get a lot of credit, but for big runs to occur, the wide receivers have to block well downfield.
And then you have to have a good guy carrying the ball too, right?
Oh, without a doubt. You need that difference maker lugging the rock.
A little surprising they wouldn't go for 2, but this is up and good, and we are even at 10 apiece. Nothing separating these two teams on the scoreboard as the kick's away here. This one taken from the 7. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line. And Green Bay getting ready to go as they take the field. Rodgers will bring the pack up with a 1st and 10, just shy of the 30. Throwing now is Rodgers. Shelling through the defense. He gets it over the middle to Cobb. And he's able to get out to the 32, brought down there. The completion good for 3, and it's 2nd down. That 1st down completion only netted him 3. 2nd and 7. Now a play fake. Rodgers. Over the middle, that's caught by Adams. And he'll be stopped right at midfield. That his first catch so far. They've held him under wraps, but he's got a 1st down there.
I think it all came together there. In-breaking route, drove it with excellent pace. Money throw right there to move the sticks.
From midfield, here's Rodgers. Throwing the out route incomplete. That's Adams. And he is down deep into Minnesota territory. 2 big plays in succession. Not sure this D knows what hit him, but now they got to get ready. It's 1st and goal. Again, they'll throw with Rodgers. Throwing over the middle, but it's incomplete.
Once you get into the red zone and the safeties have less ground to cover, you'd better be quick with your delivery. Not much space to get a ball in there.
Yeah, when that field shrinks with those safeties, it's almost like there's a couple extra defenders out there, right?
It certainly is. They end up taking up extra space just because there's not enough space for them.
Now the pressure gets there, and he goes down just inside the 20 at the 19. Everson Griffin in there to get him for what will be a loss of 13 yards.
2nd goal, last thing you need to do is get pushed backwards to take a sack. But he couldn't find anywhere to go with the football. Had to eat it and ended up on the ground.
He dumps it off to Drake. And he will get this into the end zone. Touchdown, Green Bay. Kenyon Drake, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Packers have moved out in front. Well, this offense only mustered 3 points in the 1st half on that field goal. They picked up the pace now. 2 third-quarter touchdowns.
Hey, you remember that appearance we had last week in front of that crowd, and they asked about halftime adjustments and all that was going on. And remember what I said. It's not always an adjustment at halftime. Sometimes just remembering the game plan and playing better, tuning it up and just working through it methodically. They got it done in this case.
Of course, I'll always remember that appearance because I had on a brown belt with black shoes, and you pointed that out in front of the crowd. So thanks for that.
I said that out loud?
You did.
My bad.
Hopkins with the extra point, and that makes it a 17-10 score. A drive that time of 6 plays, and the result, a Green Bay score. The offense takes the field, and we turn our attention to Saquon Barkley. He's up over 100 yards, and he'll be looking to get in the end zone again.
Has a tremendous nose for it, doesn't he? The ability to pile up yardage and find the end zone, that's the combination you want in your runner.
That's a combination any coach wants, and we'll see if he can find that end zone once more. Now it's Jackson. Gets this one to Hill. This drive starting off on the right foot, 18 yards. You know, despite the scoreline, I think they've got to like where they are here. They're on the road and just one big play away from getting right back in this game.
I'm going to follow right along with you because the spot they're in now is a credit to their defense. They've kept them in it by making the plays that they've made, and that just means you're one big score away from being right back there.
Now, the question is, can this offense step up and make that play? Because that's been an issue for them in this game.
All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
Now Jackson on 1st down. And going deep for Hill. And that one incomplete. They try to sneak in a deep ball with the clock running down. Back now at Lambeau. It's the Vikings in possession of the football, but they need some points. They're trailing here to start the fourth. So second down, still 10 yards to go. Ball on the 43.
Now, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
Again on 2nd and 10, it's Jackson. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Curry. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. First target, first catch, and a first down. Tell you what, he's been able to put the ball in some tight spots all game long. That throw, no different.
Yeah, a lot of people would call it a gutsy type of a throw. I think he looks at it as, I can do it, so it's not that big of a deal to me, and I'm going to keep firing.
And Hill with it over the middle. And he's taken down, but not before reaching the 10-yard line. A really good pickup of 28 yards. Two big plays in succession. Not sure this D knows what hit him, but now they got to get ready. It's 1st and goal. To throw again is Jackson. And his throw's going to be incomplete. Stephon Diggs, his intended receiver. That'll bring up 2nd down.
I'm going to need some help with this one. How did he miss him? Wide open in the end zone. He's not hurried. He's not hit. And somehow, incomplete?
Yeah.
What happened?
During film study, that's one where he's just going to shoot. He's got his man. It's taken in for a Viking touchdown. In for the score. And the Vikings are an extra point away from tying this thing up. Don't forget the extra point. It's up and good. And we are tied here in the 4th quarter. So the drive there took 6 plays. And it all culminates in a touchdown for Minnesota. So here comes the kickoff now, all even here in this 4th quarter. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. Now trotting out there, the Packers getting ready to go. And that last drive, a long drive, but not just that. They had a great air attack going. Did they stick with that?
I would think that they would, because if they were competent enough to do it on the last drive, starting backed up in their own territory, why would you change anything? They've got to be confident about what they're presenting and continue to do so.
Because the secondary, they really look clueless.
And that was amazing because that drive went and went, no adjustments, and no big plays by the defense to knock the ball away. Good throw, good catch, but I really like the route. The drag and being able to run away from defenders, hard to stick with them for that long.
Yeah, better against man than zone, or?
Better against man, because now you're running away from someone and you're not running into a defensive player in another zone.
Maybe a good spot to take a shot. Here's 2nd and a yard from the 34. On 2nd down, it's Drake. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. It's a loss of 2, now 3rd down.
It's a tough one right there. He ran right into the teeth of the blitz as the linebacker was freed up in order to stuff that one for a loss. I think
under a heavy rush, and down he goes. Daniil Hunter in there for sack number 127 in his great career. Moving him past Kansas City Hall of Famer Derek Thomas on the all-time list. Here's Sam Martin now. And surprisingly, this is the first punt of the game for either team. Taken in at the 22. A very nice job on the run back there. He'll get 23 yards all told. And this offense will take over right at the midfield stripe with a 1st and 10. Both teams working on short rest, but this has been one of the better Thursday night games we've seen as they come up here on 1st and 10.
Leopard! Leopard! Watch it now, Barney! Barney!
They'll start out on the ground, and Saquon Barkley spins away. And he's going to be taken down here with a penalty flag on the field.
Holding offense.
So a decent gain, but all for naught on the penalty.
It's too bad, isn't it? They were feeling pretty good about it. Only people celebrating, the guys who just gave up that play.
So following the hold, they're in a bit of a hole here with a 1st and 20. Throwing is Jackson. On target over the middle to Hill. And he's going to get this down to the 35-yard line. Give him 30 yards there. So that changes things a bit. Here's a 1st and 10 all the way down at the 35. Now we've got movement up front, and I think this is going to be on Minnesota.
False start, offense.
The crowd's not doing that O-line any favors.
Home field advantage is really kicking in, making it very difficult for them to hear the snap count.
The false start backs them up 5, 1st and 15.
Here we go now. Green 39, green 39.
Now it's Jackson. And his throw's going to be incomplete.
Had an open man that time, but ended up putting a little too much heat on it, don't you think, partner?
Absolutely. Just needed a touch more air under it. Instead, he fired an absolute bullet. So they'll come up after the incompletion for 2nd down. From the gun, it's Jackson. He'll rifle this one deep right side. And they went for a big play through the air on 2nd down. Couldn't connect. Now it's 3rd.
One of the toughest things about playing defensive back is pattern reading, trying to figure out what they're doing. And on that one, they had the fly, just sending the guy downfield with the in route accompanying it, what people call a dagger route, trying to hit the guy underneath after the clear out. In this case, though, they're not able to get it done.
Yeah, they said forget the underneath route. They went for the guy on the fly, but as you said, incomplete. There's Jackson on 3rd and long. He's going to fire one deep, middle of the field. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete.
And you just know when that play call came in, their eyes lit up, because anytime you get a chance to take a big shot downfield, that's a lot of fun, and they missed an opportunity.
And this is good from 57 yards out. That was bombs away right there. You talk about a big kick under pressure in the 4th quarter. I mean, that wasn't like a 33-yarder. That was long distance.
Not only does it show the faith that they have in him, but also remember, if they'd missed that one, they're giving up the ball near midfield, so they had to be very confident that he was going to put that one through the post.
And Green Bay getting ready to go as they take the field. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of 1st downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for. And he can't get a throw off. He's taken down. What a huge play at this point in the game. Time for a break. We'll come back, see what transpires after this. So it's Packer football here as we welcome you back. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. They'll look to throw. This is Cobb with a catch right side. And he's able to get up here to the 26. They'll get 9 there as that sets him up better for 3rd down. He's back to throw. And he can't get a throw away. He's taken down. Now on 4th down, we've got a whistle here and a timeout as they stop it prior to what will be an important 4th down. One score down. Here we go. They're going to go for it here on 4th down.
319.
He'll look to throw. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And no, throw. It's incomplete. They had to go for it with such little time remaining. And, boy, possession here turns over with the football already being in the red zone. So the defense has to stay out and get one more stop. They were able to do it, forcing the incompletion.
So on their record, that goes down as a successful play. Doesn't matter how they got there, how it happened. They got it done. They're the ones that are jubilant.
Barkley, toss play left. And he will score. Touchdown, Vikings. Saquon Barkley with his second TD of the game, his 6th on the year. And the Vikings find a way to stretch their lead.
Well, it'd be real easy to say that they are firmly in control right now, but I'm looking at your face and I'm thinking I've got to be careful with that.
Well, it's a 2-score game. You're inside of 2 minutes. I think you can breathe relatively easily now.
Yeah, you can, but still, you got to stay vigilant. Can't give up anything cheap and easy. That could put you in some jeopardy.
And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The Packer offense now ready to get back onto the field. They might be thinking this is close to a lost cause here. Got to play it out. What do they need to do?
Well, they have a thought process in mind already, but they can't get ahead of themselves. They know that they need to score quickly.
Yep, 2-score game.
Onside kick and get the ball back and then score again, but they can't worry about the last 2 points. The only thing that matters is scoring quickly, then they'll take it from there.
And he gets this one just shy of the 40, down at the 39. First play of the drive going for 14 and a first down. Now Rodgers. Throw left side complete. It's Garrett. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. A good pickup there of 20 yards. Rodgers to throw. Got his man complete over the middle. That's Garrett. And they'll be inside the 35 now at the 34-yard line. A gain of 6 there on first. Now Rodgers. Finding room to the 20. And he finds a man on a crossing route. And he'll finally be taken down at the 18. That one good for 16, and the drive will continue. Rodgers going to throw. He goes underneath the Drake. And a pretty little juke move there on a nice game. Now before this second down play, we'll get whistles and a timeout, as they'll stop it with 25 ticks remaining on the clock. Six yards was the pickup on the last completion, so here's 2nd and 4.
319.
The Vikings going to signal for the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this.
That's fine. Yeah. Blue 58. 319.
Back to throw. Rodgers. And that one finds the ground, breaking a string of 5 straight completions. And it brings up 2nd down. No, third down.
Okay, I'm not quite sure how to judge that one. Maybe didn't have enough legs underneath him. Mechanics might have been off. Maybe some fatigue. That one came up short.
Yeah, 4th quarter. Maybe you do start to watch. Is the arm there, or the leg's still there? This has been a tough game.
After review of the play, the ruling on the field stands.
So they went to the booth to see if that was a touchdown, and they have decided it will not be a touchdown. 6 points off the board.
319.
To throw is Rodgers. And almost intercepted. Would have been a huge pick in the end zone, but as it stands, that brings up 4th.
That was a dangerous throw towards the end zone. Boy, did it hang up there forever. Wanted to run up there and pull it down out of the sky.
Yeah, felt like it really should have been intercepted. Lucky to have that one back.
You've got to be more careful when you're that close to the goal line.
319.
Now Rodgers got to have this one. He's got his target. It's Cobb. And he will have the first down before he's brought down at the 3. Now the Packers going to burn their third and final timeout as they'll stop the clock with 12 seconds to go in the football game. And again, it's Rodgers. Rush coming, and he's taken down. Down to 7 seconds now, 6. Well, Charles, it's great to win at home in the NFL. When you win on the road, it's a little extra special, isn't it?
It is because, let's face it, in most cases, you're not expected to go on the road and win in the National Football League. It just doesn't usually compute. So to get out there, get that done, and then head back to your city with one in the victory column, oh, that's a fantastic feeling.
So for Minnesota, they move back over 500 at 3-2 now on the year. And they'll have a few extra days here now before they face the Lions next week. Meanwhile, for Green Bay, the loss will move them back to 3-2 on the year. And they'll try to turn things around next week as they have a matchup in New Orleans against the Saints. And for Charles Davis and our entire crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports.